Go. We're live. Paul Keller.
Hello, Mel.
Lovely beard, lovely beard.
Yes, it's my quarantine beard number 3. It goes for a while, then it gets shaved off.
Spare me the details. Tell me, dear. I like your shirt.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I wondered if it was too much for today. But
I,
you
I,
got,
wore, I wore this one in your honor.
yeah. I'm glad we both read the wardrobe memo.
Exactly. So Paul Keller, do you know that you are the 80th? This is the 80th edition of You Got Mel.
Hooray! Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a
And
great thing you're doing. This is so fun for everyone.
well, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And you are the first return engagement.
Oh, no kidding. Whoa, I'm so very honored. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
and I know you like the jingle.
I was just going to say, I love the jingle. Can we
Okay,
hear the jingle? Are we
I
going to
was
hear the jingle at the top of the show?
I was hoping you'd say that. Of course we
Let's
are.
hear it. We've got Mel
Let's do it.
We'll sweep you off your feet.
From the beginning.
from the beginning.
Get have a seat, or we'll sweep you off your feet. We move, we groove, you got Mel. Ease your legs, rest a while. All you gotta do is smile. We're swell, can't you tell you got Mel? When the show begins, you better hold on real tight, or before you know it, you'll be high as a kite. Take a breath, settle down. We're the only show in town. SRO, don't you know you got Mel? Give it up, don't think twice. We're a hurricane on ice. What the hell? Give a yell, ring your bell, show and tell. Mademoiselle, give a smell. You got Mel. You've got Mel.
And
There he
Mel.
is.
Uh,
Fantastic.
not everybody listens to the lyrics. Mademoiselle, give a smell. You've got Mel.
What the hell?
Yeah, Mademoiselle. So Paul, it's so I saw your Christmas show
Oh,
two
did
days
you see it?
ago.
Yeah, online.
I loved it, and you know we were corresponding on Facebook like 20 minutes before the show, and I'm saying to myself, that guy is so cool. He's like going on in a few minutes, and he's writing people and he's sending emails, but it turns out it wasn't live.
It wasn't live. No, we recorded it on, I think, November 10, and then it was rebroadcast on December 6th. So when I was talking to you, I was just sitting in my bathrobe in my chair at home, getting ready to watch the show.
It
Uh,
was great.
Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. That uh, is it's a special gig for us because number one, it's the closest gig to my house that I ever play. It's right up the street at the Ypsilanti Library. And I think we've been doing it for 15 years. We've been doing a holiday show, and it's been a blast. We do it with my Paul Keller ensemble, and we love Christmas music. And so, in fact, here I think we've made two CDs, two Christmas CDs in the past, and in just this week, our third Christmas CD is going to be released. And I have a little diagram here because I wanted to show you the cover. Can you see the cover there, Mel?
It says even more Christmas songs for jazz lovers.
It is. That is it. And they all kind of look the same, but they're a little bit different, you know. And this CD, finally features my friend Sarah D'Angelo, who is my favorite singer and collaborator. Um, she lives, believe it or not, I live on a farm south of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and just coincidentally, my favorite singer in the whole world lives on a farm on the same road that I do, just about 7 miles away. Sarah and her husband just bought a farm, and they love it out there, and it certainly gives them something to do during the quarantine time. This would be a very busy time for us playing normally, but it's busy in different ways now. And
How's the weather outside, Paul?
It finally got cold.
That's not the right answer. I'm going to ask you until you get the right answer. How's
Oh.
the weather outside, Paul?
Baby, it's cold outside.
That's the right answer.
It is. I was going to say that when we recorded that Christmas show on November 10, it was 75 degrees.
Yeah.
And it was warm. I was sweating in my coat and tie.
We call it schwitzing. The Jews call it schwitzing.
Yeah.
And so listen. So after our wonderful interview, I'm prophesizing that it's going to be wonderful because it always is. Then you can put some links below where people can purchase your CDs.
Oh, sure. I will do that. Yeah, my website is really easy. It's just my name, paulkellerjazz.com. That's pretty easy. But I will put that link on there. Thank you, Mel.
Jazz with 2 Z's.
Yeah. Yes.
So one of the wonderful things for a Jewish boy, there were 2 wonderful things in your presentation there. And by the way, if you can speak to that lady, I would love to have her on the show.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? You would love her. She's adorable, and she's chatty, and she's bubbly, and she's got lots to say.
And she plays a mean clarinet.
She plays terrific clarinet. Here's another CD that we did, and there's Sarah right on the cover.
Amazing. So Paul, is this like buy 9 get 1 free?
Yeah, they're all million sellers because I have 1 million of them in my cellar.
That'll be Levine.
Yes, that's Levine.
So Paul, what the?
That's one of my favorite jokes of all time.
I know, me too. Since you told it to me. By the way, that moment in my life was one of the best ever. Coming on stage with you guys was a real miracle in my life.
Thank you. Hey, and speaking of that moment at the Tel Aviv National Opera House, did I get the name right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to just say hello, and I wondered if you often or ever see my friends that I became close with over there. Maya Head.
Mm-hmm.
Maya is the photographer.
That's right.
Yes, and Nitzan Kremer.
Yeah. So we're going to say hello to them.
Yes, hello Nitzan. Hello Maya.
And wish them happy Hanukkah, which is tomorrow, I think.
Yes, happy Hanukkah, shalom. All my love to you.
Paul, thank you. And all the things that you've taught me, I want to teach you one important thing.
Yes.
It's not Hanukkah, it's Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Good.
Well, it's early in the morning here.
Yeah.
It's 9 a.m., so
No,
I can do that easily.
Yeah, it's easy because you're just like clearing your throat in the morning, right? Hanukkah. Jews do it all the time. We've been doing it for millennia. Okay, but why was your program so interesting to a Jew like me?
Well, I finally got around, after many years of thinking about it and wanting to, I finally wrote out our jazz version of the children's Hanukkah song, Hanukkah, Oh Hanukkah.
How do you know about this song?
Well, I would think that's probably one of the more popular songs, at least among goys like me. But I will say that as simple as a children's song is, it's really a lovely little tune, and it has power. It grabbed me, and it took me to study more music from Hanukkah. And now I'm on a mission. I'm on a
Okay.
mission to take some of this Hanukkah music and learn it and get it into my head and get it into my heart. And then I'm going to reinvent it through the Paul Keller prism, kind of like I did with Hanukkah, Oh Hanukkah. And believe me, Mel, I suffered over this because I did not want to. How do I say this? I didn't want to jazz it up so much. Do you remember that? Do you remember this? I didn't want to jazz it up so much that it became unrecognizable or even worse, offensive. Do you remember this moment in Detroit, Michigan? It was in 1968 when the Detroit Tigers. Here's my coffee mug. The Detroit Tigers were playing the World Series at home, and the guitar player, the blind folk guitar player and singer Jose Feliciano came out.
Oh,
We love Jose Feliciano.
oh,
Well, that day at the World Series, he decided to do his 10-minute protest version of the American national anthem, and it didn't go over well. And that's what I was thinking of when I was redoing this. I wanted it to come from a place of love, but again, through the Paul Keller prism. So it really makes.
apologies. I have only two corrections. Okay. When you're talking about writing songs for Jews,
Yes.
I'm not sure that mission is the right word to use.
Oh,
It's like saying I'm on a crusade to write for Jews, you know?
well,
I,
all I meant was that now I'm obsessed with learning about these Hanukkah songs. That's what I meant.
yeah, but no, I know. I'm joking, of course.
Uh,
I, th- I think it's wonderful. And I'm having the other direction of falling in love with the Christmas songs that I wasn't allowed to sing as a child.
oh yes, and
I,
many of them written by Jews.
Yeah. So I was in grade 9. I protested against having to sing Christmas carols in class, and I got into a shitload of trouble.
Oh,
And had I only known what we know now. So anyway, not everybody heard your beautiful program. Can anybody watch it now, or it's just like showed twice and it's gone?
no, I think that it's still up there online, and I
I
would
couldn't
encourage.
find it.
You could not find it. Well, let me see if I can find a link and put that on there. It would be
Okay.
the Ypsilanti District Library.
I found the page, but the link wasn't. I couldn't find the link.
Uh,
Anyway,
I
one
wonder if we click on my Facebook page on that link. Well, we'll check it out.
we'll figure it out.
Anyway,
But I know that you're a very shy person. But would you do me the honor of going over the piano and playing this brilliant? It's brilliant. It's the opposite of offensive. It's lovely. And you have to realize that Hanukkah or Chanukah, which I think is originally in Yiddish, right,
yes,
is just this little ditty, right?
it is.
Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Yontef Freilich, Alustik, Heise Fresse Latkes. It's just about eating latkes and spinning the dreidel.
Yeah,
The English lyrics are terrible. You know, Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, let's light the menorah. We'll put our shoes on backwards and all dance the
Vince the
horror.
horror and
You have done more for this song
oh,
than
I hope so.
than thousands of Jews. So go play it for
All
me.
right, all I did was put a couple of Paul Keller chords on it. I hope I can do it. I haven't really played it in a while, but here goes. Give me a second. I'm going to reset the camera.
And when I come to visit you, I'm going to sing it in Yiddish.
Beautiful. Can you see that?
Yeah. Can you see mine?
Oh, there you are. All right, here I go, Mel.
I'm ready.
Remember, I'm a bass player.
I haven't forgotten it for a moment.
Okay. That's it.
Brilliant. It's just brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. Mel, we're on Zoom. It's almost impossible to do this, but let's try.
To do
Let's
what?
try, let's try to do a song together
Oh,
right now.
oy
Your
vey.
choice. Your choice.
My choice.
You know,
Oh,
there's a little bit of a lag, so our rhythm will be off, but we'll make it soupy so we can work together.
okay. So let's do "Ain't Misbehaving"
Okay?
in C, and slowly and slowly. You want me to sing like 4 bars and then you'll play 4 bars?
Well, let's see how this works.
Ah, no one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving. I'm saving my love for you. Now, why don't you sing? Why don't you sing?
No one to walk with, all by myself. Meow, 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 meow. Hey, misbehaving, saving all my love for Mel.
Like Jack Horner in the corner, I don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. You better believe
I don't go out late, nowhere to go. I'm home about 8. Me and my radio ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. Take it, Mel.
I ain't misbehaving. I ain't misbehaving. I ain't misbehaving. I'm saving my love
did it.
I'm not sure.
You know, though, just like everything that's going on these days, everything's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, of course, that's overused words.
So
But
Paul, listen.
you got. Here's my point, Mel. You got to try. Number one, you got to try to do that stuff. You got to try to reach out like this. If you don't try, then you're disappointed. And I've been disappointed a lot. But gee whiz, you got to try. Just got to keep on trying.
You got to try or fry.
That's it.
So, okay. So I want to go back now to the subject of today's conversation,
Yeah.
which is Christmas songs and the Jews. And so, first of all, you played a Hanukkah song, and I love it. Maybe your next album will be Paul Keller pays homage to Hanukkah songs, and I will come to the States and record with you,
I love it.
and then we'll market it.
I love it. Just in that last program that we just did 3 Irving Berlin tunes. And, you know, to me, he's the greatest of all the American popular songwriters.
That's the subject of our discussion today. Because when you played 3 Irving Berlin songs,
That's what I was going to say.
oh shit, I got to get on the phone right away.
Yep. Well, 2 of them weren't really Christmas songs, but they have such great sentiment and they're about the season. I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm, and then Count Your Blessings. Those work really well in a holiday program. Count Your Blessings.
No, but other than that, you have a great love for Irving Berlin.
Absolutely. Can I sing you an Irving Berlin song?
I think you kind of have to.
Yeah. Did I already do the Michigan song for you?
Did he write it?
Did I? Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
Yeah. Here, I'll pick up the bass and I'll do this. Let's see. Oh, that's too bright. How's that? There you go.
Impeccable.
I was born in Michigan, and I wish and wish again that I was there in the town that I was born. There's a farm in Michigan, and I wish I'd like to fish again in the stream that flows beside the waving field of corn. A lonesome soul am I, and here's the reason why. I want to go back, I want to go back, I want to go back to the farm, far away from harm, with a milk pail on my arm. I miss the rooster, the one that used to wake me up at 4 a.m. I think your great big city of Tel Aviv is very pretty. Nevertheless, I want to be there. I want to see there a certain someone full of charm. That's why I wish again I was in Michigan, down on the farm. I miss the rooster, the one that used to wake me up at 4 a.m. I think your great big city's very pretty. Nevertheless, I want to be there. I want to see there a certain someone full of charm. That's why I wish again I was in Michigan, down on a farm. Irving Berlin.
And you're right here in Michigan.
That's my song. That's my theme song.
And
I was born in Michigan.
did you ever meet him?
Oh gosh, no. I'm not sure what year. What year did Irving Berlin die? I was born in 1962. He might have died before I was even born.
I'm sure he didn't. He lived to be like almost 100
He did. I think he lived to be 100.
or almost.
Yeah.
And so this is really important because, I'm teaching a whole course trying to figure out what makes some of these popular songs so immaculately, that's not a Jewish word, perfect, so that they last for 50, 100 years. Um, and here you mentioned one of the biggest of the big.
Irving Berlin.
Yeah. But if you had to say one song, if you had to pick one Irving Berlin song, what would it be?
What do you mean if I had to pick one? One of my favorites or one of the most popular?
Okay, you can pick two. Your favorite, other than Michigan, and the most popular. Not popular, the best.
The best? Oh, that's impossible. That's impossible.
What makes a great song? Paul Keller, what makes a great song?
Well, I believe that we can appreciate things sometimes when they're in small packages and when they're in teaspoons, like pop songs. Those Irving Berlin songs, they generally have a certain length to them as a story. And it's 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long, and that's the journey, and that's a good journey. And then jazz musicians will expand on that because they like the harmony, and the harmony is short enough, it's simple enough, but just challenging enough to have fun on, to improvise, and then it can be of any length. But I think that some of these songs stick around because they're simple. And they stick in your head like, I'm dreaming of a C major scale. It's just a C major scale, right?
Yeah.
It's simple and it sticks in your head.
But it has that turn,
Well, sure. But my point is that it's a simple story, and it's got a melody that can support, there's lots of different kinds of chord changes that could support that melody. And the chords always must support the melody because the melody is the king. Doesn't mean it has to be the same exact harmony all the time. You can, of course, change that up however you like. But I don't know. I think... I don't know, I'm just kind of speaking extemporaneously that's one way I memorize tunes is I just tell myself, these are simple little 32-bar songs. Then, of course, you tack on the verse and the intro and the ending and the story and the second chorus, of course. Not to diminish the lyrics either, but I think this is the cool thing about these popular songs is the balance between simplicity and beautiful poetry, beautiful harmony, and the chance to be malleable. You can do a lot with these tunes. They're kind of like a piece of clay.
This is kind of different as compared to classical music.
It is.
The malleability of a popular song. That's I've been teaching this course now for 3 years, and we have like 30 parameters of what makes a song great. And malleability is a new one. But actually, you honed.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, if you're playing a Beethoven sonata, you can't just throw in 4 bars of G7 because you feel like it, or change up the harmony. No, you got to play the notes that he wrote. But on these popular standard tunes, when you play a jazz arrangement of them, You're pretty much free to do what you like as long as you honor the original melody and the original
But
intent.
yeah, but Paul, okay, so it's also the vocals, you know,
Oh, yes.
coming in and out of the rhythm. I once had this huge argument with somebody who maintained that Frank Sinatra was not a jazz singer because he didn't scat, he sang the melody. And that drove me crazy because he had all the sensibility of a jazz singer.
Yeah. Well, you can send that person to me because I'll tell him that my favorite jazz singer is Sarah D'Angelo, and she doesn't hardly scat at all either. Um, she does it when it's called for,
So
and
let's go
when
back to Irving Berlin. You still owe me Irving Berlin's best tune.
you hit a nerve though. You hit a nerve, and there's not just. I was going to say there's more than one ways to skin a cat, but there are more than one right answers. There's a lot of right answers. There's 100,000 right ways to do it. So you scat a little bit, or you don't scat at all, or you scat a lot, or you do it in D flat and then you go up to D and then you go to D flat or back to D flat again, or you don't, but there's a lot of right ways to do it, and there's even more wrong ways to do it.
So Paul, okay, let's go back. You said what I think after teaching this course for several years is the most important thing, that a good popular song has to be a story or to tell a story. And everything that you mentioned, the melody, the harmony, the singer, it's all the journey, the story, the journey.
For
So
sure.
I don't know if that's going to help you, but I'm still going to ask you, what is Irving Berlin's best song? If there is
Best.
such a thing.
Yeah, I don't even know how to put the best category. Is such a strange thing, but I can tell you songs that I like of his.
Okay, go ahead.
I like All by Myself every morning. Goes to the dominant two chord. All by myself every night. It's a sad song. I sit alone in my cozy Morris chair. That made me look up. What's a Morris chair? So unhappy there in my underwear. I like that one. Of course, we like How Deep is the Ocean. That's a pretty interesting song. Another one about romantic love. There's a lot of them about romantic love. Hey, didn't he write, Isn't This a Lovely Day to Be Caught in the Rain? I think he
I
wrote
don't know.
that. Fred Astaire, I think, sang
Uh,
that. Yep.
we'll have to check that out.
I think so. Yeah, in the movie, he was
Yeah.
they were in a got caught in a gazebo and the
If
rain
the
was coming
rain
down.
really flatters, because it always really shatters if it's
Yeah, yeah.
rain. Yeah.
I like all those really simple ones. They almost kind of remind me of Jewish tunes too, because they're all in D minor. There's a bunch of ones. Stepping out with my baby, can't run, da 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 da. The big day may be tonight. There'll be smooth sailing when I'm trimming my sails. In my top hat and my white tie and my tails. Yeah. It sounds real Yiddish to me. I boom, bing, boom,
I
um,
don't know how to break this to you, Paul. But Irving Berlin's name was Yisroel Balin, and
oh
when he came to America from the pogroms,
yes,
he only knew Yiddish.
yes,
So the this East European spine.
yes. The spine. Yes, and I have heard people pronounce his Americanized name two different ways: Berlin and Berlin, which is closer to the pronunciation that you just said. Say his name again. His original name.
His original name was Yisroel, as like Israel in Yiddish.
Yes,
Yisroel. Repeat after me, Yisroel
Israel.
Balin.
Balin, like Berlin.
Balin.
Yeah, but I'm saying the accent is on the first syllable. Balin,
Yeah.
Berlin. And in America, everybody says Berlin.
Well, maybe the people who knew his original name, like all one of the reasons I didn't know the Jews wrote all the Christmas songs was because they all changed their names.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Except for maybe Julie Stein. They all had they all changed their name. I mean, no, somewhere.
Oh,
Not
yeah. Harold
uh,
Arlen.
yeah. So Harold Arlen, his name was Chaim Arluk.
Oh, is he Chaim?
Chaim Arluk from Buffalo. His dad,
Ah,
his dad was a cantor.
yeah, right on.
And how about Al Jolson?
Oh, right on.
Asa Joelson.
Yeah, the Jewish influence on American popular song is, I mean, it's heavy duty. It's heavy duty. And so the Jewish influence on jazz, just because of the songwriting, is huge. And that's where I am all about. This is like one of the most important things in my life is digging into these songs and learning about them and expanding my repertoire and reading about these guys.
So when I found out that most of these songs were written by Jews, and that's okay because they were written by Jews about a Jew.
Yeah.
So and then all of a sudden I can put my Santa Claus hat on, and on Saturday I'm joining a jazz class, a vocal class on singing Christmas songs,
Oh, yes.
and I'm going to sing the Christmas songs that I wrote.
Oh, great.
And I want you to maybe you'll sing for me my favorite Christmas song, which is, what do you think? It's not really a Christmas song; it's like a winter song.
Oh, really? Let
Has
it
it-
snow?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. Can you play it and sing it for me?
Go ahead.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful.
Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Doesn't seem that it's stopping, and I brought some corn for popping.
Let's turn the lights down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
When we finally kiss goodnight, oh, I'd hate going out in the store.
But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll feel warm.
The weather outside is dying, but my friend, we're still goodbye.
And as long as you love me so, let it snow,
Let it snow.
let it snow. Very good.
I'm out there now. I'm out there.
You are.
I'm not going to sing Silent Night, perhaps, but the rest of it, you got me. Winter Wonderland. I love Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh, yes. That's fun. Isn't it? Isn't Brenda Lee's? It's Brenda Lee, right? Love that. Yeah. Hey, before we get sign off, and I'm not sure how much time we have left, I did want to give a salute to a famous person who just died, who just happens to be one of the Jewish pillars of the Detroit community. His name is Charles Himmelhoek. He died yesterday at age 101.
Wow.
and he was quite a fellow. He was a friend of ours. We had the great honor of playing for his 100th birthday. His family is are really good friends of ours, and I just wanted to tell you this quick story that we were playing at the famous London Chop House one night, and we were playing this song called "Lullaby of Birdland," "Lullaby in Rhythm." Have you ever heard "Lullaby in Rhythm"? It goes da 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 ba 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 ba. And this lady came running up to us, and she said, "My mother wrote that song. My mother is Isabel Himmelhoek, married to Charles Himmelhoek." And that's how we met Carol Himmelhoek and Steve and Chip and eventually the old man, Charles. Himmelhoek's department store is a famous department store in downtown Detroit, and it was founded by Charles Himmelhoek. And I just wanted to say, salute, all hail Charles Himmelhoek. Quite a fellow, quite a family, quite a legacy. Gone but not forgotten.
That's so lovely. You know, in Yiddish, we say, bis 120. May you live to be 120. But some people say that that's not the original. That's not the original expression. It's may you live to be 100 and feel like 20. Not may you live to be 120. May you live to be 100 and yet.
Yeah, that's even better. Fantastic.
I just want to. I still owe you the best song of Irving.
Oh yes, please.
So two months ago,
I had trouble with that question, so I want you to clarify here.
All right. Okay. There's no right answer, but about 2 months ago, I had Sheila Jordan on the show, and Sheila Jordan, like you, is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. I said we're talking about popular songs. And Sheila, can you give me an example of a perfect popular song from way back when? And she said, "Let's face the music and dance."
Oh, love it! I love it. I love it.
And what a song with where the story and the music just come together.
There it is, that balance. The delicate balance of being sophisticated but simple.
Yeah.
And having a good form that is solid all by itself, but it can be stretched. It can be malleable. You can do anything with it. The harmony, the superstructure of the harmony is so strong, but you can change it. And as long as it supports the melody, it's good.
And the story.
And the story. And the words, the poetry. Bring it all together. It's a great thing all by itself. Just the word.
My favorite line. Do you have a favorite line of that song?
Soon we'll be without the moon.
Nice.
Humming a different tune. Yeah. Humming a different tune. And then
there may be
teardrops ahead.
Yeah.
Well, there's moonlight and music and love and romance.
Let's face the
music and dance, dance.
Let's face
the music
and dance. So my favorite line is "Before the fiddlers have fled." Such great alliteration.
Yes.
Before they ask us to pay the
bill, and while we still have the chance. Yeah. The alliteration, the internal rhymes. Before they ask us to pay the bill and while we still have a chance. That's a weird place to have a rhyme.
Yeah.
But it's so great.
And this by this guy who wrote the lyrics and the music together. And I'm not sure he ever took a class in music theory or harmony. And he had these crazy pianos that
transposing pianos. Now we have digital pianos that will do that. Hey, do you know Konrad Peshkudsky?
Not personally.
I think you would really enjoy having Conrad on You've Got Mel.
Connect us, man.
I will. Conrad is a most magnificent piano player. He played a lot with John Pizzarelli as well as other people.
I would
Uh,
love it.
and he's a lover of American popular songs, and he knows so much about Irving Berlin.
I would love it.
Yeah, I
I,
will
I,
hook you up.
I got to tell you, I'm a sucker for these guys who knew how to write a song, put a beautiful song together, the words and the music. So, I'm crazy about Jerome Kern and I'm crazy about the Gershwins, but people like Cole Porter
Yeah,
and people like Frank Lesser, and of course, Irving Berlin.
yeah.
This is the miracle.
You do that, Mel. What do you find easier, the music or the words?
What do you mean easier?
Easier to create,
I don't,
or
I
which
don't
one is more difficult for you?
always the music, because I write for children. So it's usually easier for me to write the words. And then, when you want to write the music, and there's so many ways you can write the music. Like
Yeah,
you've written the words of a song, and then you say, okay, what am I going to write? You can start anywhere. You can start in any key. You can go to any key, um, and this is why I'm not really a good songwriter, because of two things. Because I don't find the really good melodies, and because in the bridge I don't modulate.
mm.
And we're not going to talk about this because we're getting way off
I'm
topic
the
here.
opposite. I'm the opposite. I almost always start with a melody or some kind of cool chord sequence that the melody shows itself, and then later on come the lyrics. In fact, I've written a lot of songs, and only a few of them have lyrics to them.
Send me one without lyrics.
Let's collaborate.
Yay!
Let's do it.
Before the fiddlers have fled.
Okay. We'll do that. I'm going to hook you up with Konrad Peshkudsky. Peshkudsky. That's another good one. Peshkudsky. And Sarah D'Angelo.
Okay, wonderful.
And I'll also put those links at the bottom of the page for the new CD. The new
Okay,
Christmas CD.
I think I told you last time that you are a mensch, which is like the biggest compliment a Jew can give anybody.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you. And I'm
I
so
love you.
glad we can connect like this.
But I really dream about getting on an airplane and going to see you guys, because you have in this, I wouldn't say, in this corner of the middle of the United States, right? Created this amazing tradition of wonderful performances, international performances. And I'm looking at all the musicians, and you guys are so great, and the arrangements are wonderful. And I and
Thank
I
you.
I got to come visit you. I got to come visit you.
You're welcome anytime. When things start to return to normal, we really have just a normal, regular life, jazz life, but it's rich and it's full around here in Michigan. And every once in a while, we're lucky enough to get on a plane and drive, fly somewhere, or drive to another state, or maybe, like in the case of with Nitzan Kremer, come to Israel. I came twice, and once with Eddie Higgins and once with Steve Richko, and it was one of the most beautiful times of my life. I hope I can return to Tel Aviv and do that all again someday. We'll
But we
see.
have to make that happen. Both of those trips were incredible, by the way.
They were great. And if I come back, will you please come up on stage and sing You Say Potato and I Say Potato? Potato, 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 potato. Let's call the whole thing off.
Thank you, Miss Levine.
That's Levine.
Paul Keller, there ain't nobody like you.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Mel.
I,
I'm
I
glad
think
I got Mel.
I think that you're going to be on 3 times before you know it. And if I don't see you, have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you and happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Shalom to you.
Goodbye, Israel.
Bye, my friend.